for this process, we need to get ourselves a rivet snap set there. We need to get ourselves a couple of Cuphead rivets, which we've got there. We need to get ourselves a ball peen hammer. And that is us all ready to go. Of course, we've got our two components here as well that we're going to be riveting together. Okay. So I'm going to take my rivet snap and I'm going to place it into the vise like so, making sure it's sitting nice and vertical in there, like that. I'm then going to take my two components together with the Cuphead rivet already placed through. I'm going to lay that down into the Cuphead section of the rivet snap there. Once that's in place, I'm then going to take the other rivet snap, this time using the side with the hole in it. I'm going to place that into the rivet there, and then I'm simply just going to take my ball peen hammer and I'm just going to give that a wee tap. And that is then going to help set things in place, making sure everything's aligned and flush, ready to go. At this stage here, we need to have a look at the length of the rivet. At this point, this rivet's a wee bit long and it's going to cause too much material when you're starting to do the rivet process. So I'm going to come in with my pincers here and I'm just going to snip that a wee bit shorter there. I want to have about 3-4 mil off the base there. I'm going to line that up with the wee pincers and then we'll cut that off there. Okay, so now we've got that lined up, we can then go in with our ball peen hammer and we can go in and start to swell the rivet a little bit. So we can come in using this side of the ball peen hammer to begin with and swell it in. Now that's started to swell the rivet slightly, you want to make sure all your components are aligned and adjusted to how you wish them to be. And then we're going to start to go in with this side of the ball peen hammer. And we're going to use that to help round off the top of the rivet and make it form a bit of a shape like the cup head on the other side. Once you've got a little bit of the cup head starting to form, like here, we can then go back in and grab a rivet snap, and we're going to place this side of the rivet snap now, the side with the little cup head cone in it. We're going to lay that on top of the rivet now, and then we're going to come in with our ball peen hammer and tap that in. And that is then going to finish off our shape in there. Okay, so that's looking quite good. The rivet snap set I've got here is perhaps a wee bit big, so I'm going to just go and change it now for a slightly smaller one to try and work that wee bit in there and get the cup head rivet looking a wee bit nicer. So I've now just went and got myself another rivet snap, and you can see the one I was using there was a slightly larger section for the cup head section on it, and this one here I've got now is a bit smaller, so that's going to help me finish off the cup head rivet on this. So I'm going to place things back in as they were there. I'm going to take my smaller rivet snap set now, place that on top, line everything up again, and I'm going to take my ball peen hammer and strike down and continue to form the rivet now. Then I'm going to stop and check, have a wee look at the rivet. That's now looking quite nice. It's started to form that cup head shape, very similar to the manufacturer side on it here. Okay, so that's looking really quite good now. So I'm happy with that. So I'm now just going to go and run through that process again, as I've got a second rivet to do here on this example. So I'm going to place the rivet back onto the rivet snap set there, and then take my other rivet snap, locate it in, set it. I'm then going to come in, cut the rivet down a little bit with my pincers here. Let's see if I can find it that. Then I'm going to go with my ball peen hammer and swell the rivet. Now I'm going to start to work it in with this side of the ball peen hammer to give me a bit of that shape. And now I've got a bit of that cup head shape forming. I'm going to come back in with my rivet snap now, and using the cup head side, I'm going to lay that on top of the rivet and then use my ball peen hammer to strike down onto that. There we are. And that's how we do the joining process for Cuphead riveting there.